Recall when we started out with optimization problems, I did tell you a specific type of optimization problem that can be solved using binary search. So we said that binary search can be applied to optimization problems which are of the following nature. You have to minimize or maximize some quantity X under some constraints, and the constraints are that some function of X is less equals some threshold, or it is greater equals some threshold. And there was one more condition, which is Fx is monotonic with respect to X. So in one of the previous videos, I did tell you, I just told you at a very high level that binary search can be applied to the following type of optimization problem, a problem wherein you are expected to minimize or maximize X under the conditions that some function of X needs to be below a certain threshold or always above a certain threshold. And the behavior of Fx is that it is monotonic, which is it is either increasing or decreasing with respect to X. So we are now in a good position to understand why we can apply binary search on this specific nature of problem. Before that, let's quickly try and map out the two problems that we did to this pattern. So if you remember the first problem that we did, the problem about smallest divisors. So there you had to find out the smallest divisor such that when you divide it and take the sum, it is less equals a given threshold. So if you see that problem, there your X is the divisor that you have to minimize, and so you had to minimize the divisor which is your X. The function of X that needed to be kept below a certain threshold was the sum that you take. So sum of the element divided by X, the ceiling of that. So that was your Fx. And if you see the nature of X with respect to Fx, we did discuss this, that the sum monotonically decreased as X increased. Why? Because as you increased X, you were dividing with larger numbers, and hence the sum that you take will be smaller because the quotients will be smaller, right? So if you see that problem, it can be perfectly mapped to this pattern or this category of optimization problem. Similarly, if you see the second problem, wherein we had to find out the optimal capacity to ship packages within D days, there if you see, your X was nothing but you had to search for a capacity. So you had to find out the smallest capacity which within which if you use, you are able to transport the packages within D days, right? What was your Fx? Your Fx was nothing but the number of trips it takes with this particular capacity. So if you take this capacity and the same set of packages, how many trips will it take for you to transport those packages? How many days or how many trips it will take? And if you see the behavior of X with respect to Fx here as well, you would see that as capacity increased, the number of trips that it took for you decreased, because now you have larger vessel which you can use, so you can load more packages in a single trip. So both these problems can be perfectly mapped out to this particular pattern. And now if you try and just take a step back and look at the bigger picture and try to abstract things out, it will start making sense as to why binary search can be applied on this particular pattern of optimization problems. If you see, you had to search for certain value of X, and your constraint was that your function of X has to be less than equals to some threshold or greater than equals to some threshold. So if you have this condition that fx is monotonic with respect to x, which is either decreasing or increasing, then you can easily see that if you plot the threshold in fx, you can easily see that you have a way of differentiating this red part of the search space from the green part of the search space. What is the red part of the search space? The red part of the search space is all x's for which the fx is greater than the threshold, right? It is this part. So the fx is greater for these x's. I'll use the red ink. So if you see these, take this x, x1, this x, x2, fx is greater than the threshold. And the green bubble or the green part is all those x's for which fx is less than equals to the threshold. So if you take this x3 or if you take this x4, it is easy to see that the threshold is less than, the fx is less equals that threshold for these x's. So because you have this property that fx is monotonic with respect to x, you have an easy way of differentiating this red part from the green part. How can you differentiate? You can simply differentiate on the fx, right? You know that fx is less equals threshold for this part. So if you have a predicate which is fx less equals threshold, you know that it will be true for the green part but false for the red part. So, and that basically gives you a nice predicate that you can use to search for the boundary. The boundary is always the largest value of fx which is less equals the threshold, or the smallest value of fx which is smallest value of x which is less equal, such that fx is less equals the threshold. So it should intuitively make sense to you now as to why optimization problems can be solved using this particular or this kind of optimization problem can be solved using binary search, why we are able to explicitly define a good predicate for it. So the framework for solving optimization problems then just becomes as simple as 3 steps. You can just identify your x and fx. And once you have identified your x and fx, your predicate always becomes fx less equals threshold. You can just like do it blindly, and then just you know that you are looking for mostly the first t, and you can go ahead and code this.